Amanda, for all you do. And until the next time, love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the back of the cereal box. I'm Johnny. I'm done. Ta-da.
Chris and Amanda always online. Grab your headphones, let's review time. Music's the love and it's divine. Laughs and insights mixed like wine. Every strong and every beat. They analyze, they can't be beat. Tuning in on the socials meet. Join the fun and take your seat. If music's your thing, come along. Hear Amanda sing her song. Chris brings the notes all day long. Together they make us strong.
And good morning, everybody. How are ya? Chris and Amanda back here once again for another live show right here, right now on Radio Garden State, on YouTube and Facebook. Wherever you're joining us live, we do appreciate you spending your Monday morning with us as we do here at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. I am Chris, everybody. Good morning. Hi. And I am joined by that girl.
That's me. Good
Amanda
morning.
Sharp. How
Good
are
morning.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. I am doing good. Basking in the glow of Jersey Fest
You know,
from Radio Garden State. Radio Garden State Jersey Fest over the weekend, Saturday at the Wonder Bar. It was awesome.
I know. I want to, obviously, I checked in to see how it went.
Yes.
And you said it was very, very good. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to hear all the details today
Yes.
on this recording. So you're going to have to spill all the details today, this morning, while we're doing our show. Because I know everyone else wants to hear how it went.
Yeah, I will absolutely be happy to spill the details because it was a ton of fun. It was really great, and I was so happy to be a part of it and everybody there. It was definitely still basking in the glow. It's been like, it's Monday now. We did the show on Saturday, and so much buildup, so much preparation, so much hard work and it done. One night, done. It's all done and moving on.
I know. It feels so, that vacancy of time.
Yeah.
Seems weird.
It's very weird. Especially, too, it's like, we're on the air here on Radio Garden State, and it's like, we got promos running, we're putting shows together, we're making playlists, like, it's just everything's just the beating a drum, making social media content, and it's like, it's over. It's done. That's it. We won't be talking about it again till I guess as we get closer to May when it happens again in Jersey City this time. So it'll be back to Jersey City again. But yeah, so I will definitely spill the beans and share what happened at Jersey Fest for sure. But if this is your first time, guys, tuning in to Song Swap Showdown, whether you're on RadioGardenState.com, YouTube, or Facebook, how our program works. Now in our fourth year here, which I cannot even believe. We're 4 years into the show, and here we are still alive and kicking as we do every single week. Is how our show works is that Amanda and I each swap 3 songs with each other that we may or may not have heard before, and then we take those songs and we rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a skip. That's like
Ugh. Gross.
Nope. I hear 2 notes, 1 note, not 30 seconds, like instantaneous skip. That's just not for us, not for me, not for you.
That's right.
It's a hard skip. All the way up to 5 records, though. Now, 5 records, that's immaculate. That is what we like to say, heavenly music to our ears.
The chef's kiss.
That's right, the chef's kiss of songs. Going on our Eternity playlist. And how we pick the songs each and every week is at the end of the show, we spin a wheel of themes. And whatever that lands on is what determines that next week's show. And that's how we pick the songs. We spun the wheel last week.
Yeah.
And Amanda, what did it land on?
You know,
What did it land on, Amanda Sharp?
It landed. Now, keep in mind, we just did a whole month's worth of Halloween themes. So this was our first normal themed week since September,
Yes.
really.
Yes, since
So
September.
we didn't know where that wheel would go, and it landed on something I've been hoping for quite some time, which is
Right.
acapella.
I know. This is like something you have been
Yes.
waiting for.
Now, we have done acoustical,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Acoustical themed shows.
Right.
This is the first acapella one, and I'm just thrilled because there are so many songs, and I think it really highlights the beauty of each and every song when it's sung a cappella.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, it absolutely shows the talent of the artists themselves.
Yeah.
There's no room for error when it's a cappella.
No, and I know you are a big acapella fan.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a genre of music I typically like go for. It's not
Sure.
it's not a go-to genre for me. But it is something that I always find interesting. And
Mm-hmm.
look, I did like Pitch Perfect. I think Pitch Perfect is a really funny, and I like Pitch Perfect 2,
Yeah.
and I kind of like Pitch Perfect 3. But Pitch Perfect 1 is definitely the best. That's the best.
Absolutely. I admit I didn't see Pitch Perfect 3, but the first two are very good. The first being the best.
Yeah.
And there are some jingles in there that, you just can't
Yeah.
not sing those ditties.
Now, do you like the when they do the what is it, the pitch off or whatever it is, or song slam? I don't know. What do they call it? I forgot. They added, but like when they do like the off the cuff, the street.
The rap off, but in
Yeah.
acapella terms.
Right, yeah. What riff off? I don't even know what. I can't remember what it is, but it's so corny, but yet fun.
I never was able to partake in that. That wasn't the reality of any of the competitions I sung in growing up. So that just seems like a whole new level. But I mean, it seems cool.
Yeah,
And you got to be, one must be prepared at all times.
must be prepared. You must be prepared. According to that movie, it could break out at any time, and man. There always the stakes seem to be so high. I'm like, is someone gonna die at the end of this? Like, I don't know. The stakes are so high, and I'm like, what is gonna happen here? Like, and really, it's just like, I guess it's a pride thing, I guess. Which
It
okay,
is, like,
but it's
like a football game. Does it
yeah.
really matter at the end of the day who wins?
right. I mean, it's a competition, but it's just so like the levels of ridiculousness in that. Yeah, the intensity in that movie.
Well, and it makes me think, Owen said, Mom, make sure you bring up Andy from The Office when you're doing this show.
Oh my gosh, that's right, Andy.
And I
he had
said,
the barbershop
Owen,
quartet.
Thank you so much for bringing that up, because that was such a staple of Andy's character in The Office. And he would just break out in song because there's such an entertainment level to going a cappella too.
Right.
I mean, it's you only are using your voice. You got to use everything in you and on you to help deliver the perfection. So yeah, Andy. Oh goodness.
I forgot that was part of Andy's character, was that he was like the barbershop. He was a barbershop quartet,
He
right?
sure was. He wanted them to sing at him and Angela's wedding.
That's right.
Oh heavens. Oh heavens. And poor Andy, man, talk about a character that went downhill like
Oh my gosh, yeah.
as the show progressed. You kind of felt real bad for Andy.
Yeah, Andy did not. His character arc did not fare well as the show went on, for sure.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, that didn't go well. Did not end well, or didn't go well. I forgot how it ended for him, but I don't know. Spoiler alerts here, though. But no spoilers, I will say.
Yeah, if someone hasn't watched all of The Office yet, shame on them. They deserve to be spoiled. That sounds mean, but it's true.
That's true. This is
It's
true.
true.
Yeah.
They don't care about spoilage at the point. Yeah, I think he just ends up getting his same old regular desk job back,
That's right. That's right.
if I recall correctly.
Okay.
But yeah, so he was quite the barbershop quartet person, and we're going to cover today 6 other type of
We are.
acapella, bands / individuals.
Yeah.
Acapella is just without music.
Yeah, and I will say, so a couple things. I do want to say, first of all, thank you to the great Dave Mattingly, who every
Oh, my
week
word.
sends us great referrals and or recommendations, and he loaded it up this week. And I will say, Dave, I went on my own, and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna, because I was like, there has to be like metal, quote unquote metal, like I was gonna say
course.
karaoke, acapella, and of
Yeah.
course, and I found a couple tracks, and I was like,
did.
all right, this is great. And then I found one that I was like, okay, I feel like that was a lot more traditional, but still like a cool song to see them cover. So I was like, it's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to go this week. I'm going to go on my own discovery journey and discover some on my own. But I do appreciate the recommendations though, Dave. And I know that he sent you big recommendations as well.
He did.
He sent a big list.
He did. And, I listened to all of the recommendations that he sent to me. And I still kind of nailed down on more truer to Amanda song choices, but he had one that was very close. Actually, the song itself he sent me wasn't, but one from that group was on my list for a short period of time.
Right.
I'm like, I think I want to do these. They're just more Amanda. Your songs are very Chris.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are.
But his songs to us, to your point, were phenomenal. And I think we skimmed past this last week.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure he said he had, at one point, 3,000 acapella CDs.
I'm not going to doubt it.
I'm going to have to go back to the comments of our last week's video, our last week's live, and look at the comments. I'm pretty sure I read that correctly. And I don't know how we skimmed past that, but 3,000, pretty sure that's what it was.
Wow.
Even if it's missing a zero, it at minimum was at least 300. What?
Right. That's so you'll have to go back to last week's episode, which was the Halloween episode of Moon and Wolf, by the way,
which was good.
Which was good. I feel like we had a really wild time on that show, and it seems like people are liking it because I was going through this on our pre-show over on Instagram Live that it is getting downloaded. Like a lot of people are downloading the Halloween episodes, which is nice. People are enjoying them over anywhere you get podcasts. Which, by the way, guys, if you are listening. Live, listening live, you can always watch all episodes or listen to all episodes of Song Swap Showdown anywhere you get podcasts. They are all there, all available, all for free. You can go back as far as you want.
As far back as your little heart takes you.
Yeah, and they're all there. And of course, you can also watch everything on YouTube as well, where we also have highlight videos. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. And the bell, so that way you get notified. We're on Facebook. We're streaming, so I see some people right here on Facebook too watching, and YouTube. And hopefully for those of you listening on Radio Garden State, you are enjoying the station, because after us, it keeps going. It's a 24/7 hour. It's a 24/7 station, guys. So it's not just our show. It's tons and tons of shows on the station all day. So all right, so before we get into our songs, I will say we're teasing out a little bit, so I'll do a very quick recap of Jersey Fest for everybody.
Yes, I'm dying to know.
So Jersey Fest is great. Mike Ham, who owns the station here, Radio Garden State, kudos to you. Big shout out to Mike Ham for freaking organizing a second Jersey Fest this year. Not only he did one back in May at Wadigo Hall, and now he has successfully pulled off the second one now in Asbury Park, North Jersey and quote unquote South Jersey, even though Asbury Park is kind of in the middle, so it's not really. But in New Jersey, if you're anything below, there's a bridge in New Jersey. It's called the Driscoll Bridge on the Parkway. If you're past the Driscoll Bridge, you might as well be in South Jersey.
Gotcha.
Even though there's Central Jersey, but we don't really acknowledge the Central Jersey.
Do you guys make jokes, like troll jokes?
Oh, we do all kinds of stuff.
Okay, because that's here in Michigan as well, because we got the Mackinac, the mighty Mackinac Bridge there, and there, if you're under that bridge. Yeah.
I mean, it's basically like there's North Jersey, and then after anything past that, it's just you're south. Even though there's a giant chunk of Central Jersey, we just don't acknowledge Central Jersey. We just call it South Jersey. So for all the people who live in the middle, they're like, wait a second, we're not South, we're Central. And we're like, you're South Jersey.
They're the dirty dancing people of nobody puts baby in the corner.
Exactly. 100%. So yeah, Jersey Fest was great. All three bands were just awesome. The Hard Maybes sounded so great. They opened up the night and were just so much fun. They did you would have loved this. They did a cover of 9 to 5.
Ooh.
And I'll have to. I filmed video of all the bands, and we're gonna work on putting that up on Radio Garden State Patreon and all that after we get audio and everything and permission from the bands, of course.
Of course.
But they did 9 to 5, which I thought of you instantly. Go, oh my God, Amanda would be in her glory right now listening to this. And they just came out and they sounded fantastic. Kristen Sparaccio, great set. He came on second, sounded awesome. It was really cool too because his mother was there. and she was in the front row the whole time, and he played a song that he wrote for her. And it was really cool. You once again, another great Amanda moment where you would have been like, oh my God.
I would have cried.
Yeah, he was outstanding. And then, of course, Dentist brought us home. And Dentist, local legends down there, have been a band since 2012 and have this great, like, it's hard to describe their sound, but I'm going to try it. It's like a lo-fi pop punk meets surf meets, like, very 80s, like, new wave.
Okay.
It's a real mishmash, but it's good. It's catchy. And they just brought it. They to me, they are a perfect band to cap off our night and bring it all home. And it was great. And we had, as far as food goes, we had Rutt's Hut there. So here's a little thing. So for non-New Jersey people, I just want to explain real quick. Rutt's Hut, yeah. So there is an establishment in New Jersey called Rutt's Hut, and they do one thing and one thing only. They make called the Rippers. And they're hot dogs, but they are called the Ripper.
I love them.
They're a deep fried hot dog, and they got this relish that they make, and it has been, Amanda, guess how long Rutt's Hut has been in business for?
1954.
I don't know the math on that, but no, they've been around They've been around since 96 for 96 years.
Wow! Oh my goodness!
My father, who is in
generational,
he's in his young 70s.
Yes, he is.
He used to go and get Rippers at Rutt's Hut because he grew up in Nutley, and it's very close to that, like Clifton, Nutley area. So he used to go there, and so they did for only the second time in their history a pop-up. The first time being at the first Jersey Fest that Mike did back in May.
How special!
And their second time doing Jersey Fest 2 in Asbury Park. And why this is also not only so a couple history things here. Second pop-up ever in their 96-year existence. Number 2, first time a North Jersey Ripper has traveled to the shore.
Ooh.
So that ocean air can kiss that amazing fried hot dog, that Ripper.
Okay.
First time it's ever happened. So you literally have the clashing of like a North Jersey legend cuisine hitting the beach in New Jersey. Never happened.
I mean, it's 2024.
Yeah.
Crazy things are happening in this world. So this could be one of them. This is one of the good things that are happening. So we can't kind of like roll past.
I know.
This fried hot dog. I mean, we talk about food very often in this show, and we're going to take some time up to do this because Amanda's brain loves a good hot dog. Just so incidentally, we have a $1.50 Costco hot dog soda pop.
Yep.
Special for our Patreons. So we are fans of hot dogs here. I love me a Costco hot dog, but I love all hot dogs, and I'm willing to try all hot dogs. So tell me about the Ripper here.
Here it is, the home of the Ripper, and they have a relish that they make, a special relish.
It looks like a mustardy.
It's a mustardy relish, but it's not spicy in that way. But you have to have it on top of the Ripper. Look at how
gorgeous. I love me a burnt hot dog.
This is what and they have other stuff too. But they are known for the Ripper, and it's fried hot dog.
Wow.
And just outstanding. And so, first of all, and they've been on every food, everything possible. In 96 years, they've been, and the place is still, look at this, the old school sign.
That's beautiful.
Old school,
I love it.
Everything is pretty much the same.
And we are not sponsored by Rutt's today, but hey, you know what?
No.
Rutt's Hut, this one's on us.
Yeah, this place, and I'm just saying, listen, it's one, you go, where should I go when I'm in New Jersey? You got to go to Rutt's Hut. If you are into the Ripper, you got to get it. And New Jersey people know what here we go. Scott Rewalt. Rutt's is an alternate experience. Yes.
I got to get me some of that.
It is. So listen, Rutt's Hut came, they brought it. It was excellent. And so it was great. There's so many people from the area who came had been like, never heard of Rutt's Hut or didn't know it. And so we had so many people eating their first Ripper ever and being like, oh my God, like this is insane.
What an experience.
Yeah. And it's funny when they were doing it was great. And you would get the Ripper and they would go, have you ever had one of our Rippers before? Have you ever had one? And they're like, and if you said no, they're like, well, this is the relish you put on. I'm like, they go, have you ever? I'm like, oh yeah, no, I've had here. Just loaded up that relish. Yeah.
Load you up.
So yeah, it was great. And then and I don't want to. I know we just spent a lot of time on Rut's Hut, so I don't want to. And
That's
I know
okay,
we,
that's
I know
okay.
we have a show to get to. So one last thing I do want to say is we also had Johnny's Pork Roll and Coffee too. Excellent. Now and there's another great New Jersey debate, which Amanda's heard
I
here.
even know about this debate.
Taylor ham pork roll. Taylor ham pork roll. So yes, technically it is a pork roll. That's the thing. But up here in North Jersey, we call it Taylor ham because that's the brand Taylor ham made, and that's how we're like Taylor ham, egg and cheese, or whatever, Taylor ham sandwich. Down in South Jersey, they call it pork roll sandwich. Either way, I don't care what, and I'm going to go, Johnny pork roll is awesome. Don't care what you call it. It's still the same. It is great. And he loads it up 3-layer deep. It's a great sandwich. Yeah. Yeah, Scott. I mean, listen, we grew up in North Jersey, but it's Taylor ham. But listen, either way, it's an outstanding sandwich, and they brought it. So this was the night. Music, rippers, and pork roll sandwiches. Like all night, and people were grabbing them as they like the night ended. Nothing better than after a night of drinking great. By the way, all the New Jersey breweries that were there, nothing better than capping off the night. And you guys all know it with a pork roll sando. Oh, to soak up the alcohol and just you need that greasy, salty thing. Oh, it was great. So it was, as Mike set out to make a festival that was all things about New Jersey, and you got the music. The brews, we had spirits there, Asbury Park Distilling, and then the food, staple food parts of New Jersey. So it was a nice like microcosm of things that make the Garden State great. So anyway, once again, kudos to Mike Ham, kudos to everybody involved. I was there.
Done, team.
My wife Rachel volunteered and did the merch table for the bands all night long. Ron Santee, who's also a great, he's on air host here on Radio Garden State. He and I were live from 6 to 8 from like doors to the show start. We were live on the air the whole night. I know Joe P was there. So it was just excellent. So thank you once again to everybody involved. And listen, if you guys missed it this year, it's all good. Because it's going to be happening again in May at White Eagle Hall in Jersey City. And that's all I know. But you know what?
Okay.
It'll be happening again.
Pencil in all of May.
Yeah. Scott, better than any diner experience, that's for sure. Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I do want to say quickly good morning to our friend Mark Ronick, who's checking in. And here he is razzing me. Chris, where's your Giants hat? Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. Okay. Congratulations. You guys are in first place. The Giants suck. Good. Let's move on. At least your Detroit Lions are like sitting atop. So, I mean, I know you're not a big football fan, but I know in your household, the Detroit Lions are like,
They absolutely are. And I'm telling you what, like, I normally say, oh, they're just the same old Lions, but these are not the same old Lions.
They are not the same old Lions.
Something's going on. I mean, something's happening there. And I think it's just years of, it's their time. It is their time.
It is definitely their time. It's all there for the taking. All
Absolutely.
there for the taking. All right, guys. So thank you so much for sitting in our little wrap up of Jersey Fest and all that. All right, let's get into the meat of the show.
Yeah,
We've got some acapella songs to talk about. So, Amanda Sharp.
Yeah.
Where are we starting today?
I think you should start with my first song to you because it's one of a popular one. So to get people a little, let's give them a little taste of what the show is going to be without scaring them off with your first song to me.
Scaring them off. Wow. Holy, you're coming out hot already.
Well, I just think so many people know this song, and so it'll develop their palette for what is possible within acapella.
You're so diplomatic.
I
You're
try.
so diplomatic.
Amanda for president. Don't forget to vote tomorrow, everyone.
Yes, get out and vote, guys.
That's our PSA for today.
That's it. Just vote. I don't care who you vote for. Just vote.
Absolutely.
All right. So your first song to me today is by, now I knew who these guys were, or who I guess I'm going to say the group, right?
Group.
Is it group? It's not band. It's group.
I would consider it always a group. However, I don't know, like your first song to me, Hellscore or Van Canto, like, I mean, I feel like there can be argument. I mean, can it be a band if there's no instruments? I don't think so.
No, yes, I don't know. So we'll get into that debate. We'll get into it.
I think it's a debate a little bit.
So let's say group. Let's say a group. They're a group.
I think that's perfect.
All right. So is one that I think a lot of people, Straight No Chaser. So a little bit about Straight No Chaser, just in case you guys do not know who they are. I know maybe some of you have been familiar with the name, and I actually did not know this, so this was interesting. So Straight No Chaser is an American acapella group that originated in 1996 at Indiana University.
Which a lot of these groups have originated in college.
Right. So Pitch Perfect, guys.
Yep.
Pitch Perfect.
I mean, this is the reality of acapella.
The Troublemakers. Troublemakers forever. Wait, what was the name of... wait, what were they? What was their group? The Pitch Perfect core women.
I will Google while you're.
Weren't they? I forgot what their name was. Anyway, so they were originally a student group, as I said, at Indiana University, and then they recorded a video in 1998 of a comical version of 12 Days of Christmas. Now, I remember seeing that, by the way. I remember that back in 98.
That was a big deal, yeah.
Yeah, it was a big deal. When it went viral in the early days of the internet. And the founding members all graduated and then were replaced by other students in 99. And in 2007, the 1998 video went viral on YouTube and led to a reunion of the founding members and a 5-album record deal with Atlantic Records in 2008. By the way, that YouTube video, as of this, has been viewed 24 million times. I'm sure it's probably more now.
Well done.
So they have stayed very active over the years and have done a lot. So the song that you gave me to take a look at or listen to, is Sweet Dreams, the Eurythmics classic. Sweet Dreams. Now, why did you pick this one in particular?
I just really like that song to begin with. Mm-hmm. And I roller skate to that song a lot because there's like a nice, that bop in it.
Yeah, the bop.
You just I feel skate-ish in it. So this was a really nice song for me to throw on this. I feel like they do a great job of instantly understanding the delivery of what was needed to know that it was Sweet Dreams. I mean, it's just, it's amazing how fun they can make it with just their voices, but how stable it is so everyone recognizes the original.
I do agree.
It's crazy.
I am blown away by what people can do with their voices.
It's insane, especially as we get deeper into some of your songs.
Yes.
Insane.
Yes. All right, so let's take a listen, and I'd love to hear from you guys as we go along. Once again, play along the game of Song Swap Showdown in your house. The game of Song Swap Showdown. The game of Song Swap Showdown.
That'll be a game one day.
It could be. And so we ask you to also rate the songs along with us on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a skip all the way up to 5, that this song will be making your eternal playlist. It is heavenly music to your ears. So with that in mind, let's take a listen. Such buildup. Let's take a listen to Sweet Dreams by Straight No Chaser, or by Eurythmics. You're instantly in heaven mode.
How can you not be? I mean, the control in Powerhouse. Woo!
Yeah.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused.
Oh, gosh, I love this part.
You're doing like hand effects there.
Oh, I even lost an earring because of it.
Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on.
Get ready for it.
Whoa.
You're fired up. Look at you.
How can you not be?
Somebody save your soul, 'cause you've been sinning in the city. I know.
And with how they transition into this is just fantastic.
You're like a drug to me, a luxury.
I like their cover, just mics.
I want the good life every good night. You're a hard one to hold. 'Cause you don't even know.
It's good bass.
I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap.
And this is why Amanda truly likes this. It's got hand claps.
Am I the only living soul around? Need to believe you can hold me down. 'Cause I'm in need of something good right now. We could be scream until the sun comes out.
Again,
And when we
no
wake,
instruments,
we'll be the
no
only
music,
sound. Get
strictly
on my
voice.
knees and say a prayer to James Brown, that I can make your hands clap.
Needs more cowbell. Anything can always use more cowbell.
All right, so that's a bit of Sweet Dreams by Straight No Chaser. Hand clap medley version. medley. Hand clap medley version. All right, so here we go.
Here we go.
What did I think of that? So first of all, I really love that song, to be honest. I've always loved that song. And I actually was surprised by how, and are these all men singing?
In this group, I
In this
believe
group?
so. I
Okay.
believe this group is all men.
So if that's the case, I really was impressed then by, because let me tell you something, I'm going to say this. Here's a fact for everybody. Annie Lennox is an amazing, outstanding singer, has one of the most beautiful and most recognizable voices, I think, in all of modern music, and should always be worshipped as the queen that she is. So I'm going to just say that. And so for anybody to ever tackle a Eurythmics song, especially the way Annie Lennox can sing, her range is dynamic, I think is always great. So the fact that if this is I think this is a male singer, he sounds pretty damn good on her vocal, like doing her vocal line, her main
singer
line.
of this is male.
I was very impressed with that right out of the gate. That was impressive. I mean, I will say, listen, I do laugh whenever I hear acapella stuff because it is funny to watch them all do it. But it is also amazing. Like I'm also like, could I sit through an entire concert of acapella stuff, which I know people go? I don't think I could, but maybe I could. I don't know. It's an unknown. I'm like 50% of me says I could do it. The other 50% says, how much could I actually withstand? I don't know.
Well,
It's an unknown.
I want to be very fair and give up the proper presentation of what it would be if you went there. There would be a lot more entertainment than just the vocal part of it, right? Like there is
Right.
a
I know.
lot of great entertainment that goes oftentimes very like comedic. There's a lot of comedy interlaid into it. When it's like an a cappella type of concert where, do you know Poor Marcus? There we go. We got our daily Poor Marcus. He used to drive me to my competitions in school.
Oh, so you were in an a cappella group?
No, well, but we did sing some a cappella songs. But
okay.
It was a choir that you had to try
choir,
out for.
okay.
Yep, and then it was a select choir.
Oh, select.
And we would go and do competitions. Now they were not like pitch perfect competitions at all.
Right.
Not at all.
Okay.
But
All right.
they were competitions, and you got points. And
Nonetheless, they were competitions.
I mean, it was a serious thing, and so Marcus used to take me to them.
Okay.
And sit through them. That poor man.
Man, he is definitely one dynamic guy. Let me tell you.
He loves me. I can say that much.
He loves you. He hates that he loves you.
He hates that he loves me. Because what man wants to do that?
No, none. Well, I won't say
right.
none. I don't want. I shouldn't
Well,
say that. I should not.
A
say
lot
that.
of men would
Yeah.
prefer not to.
The preference would be no, but
Correct.
but they would do
you?
it.
Sure.
Yes, I absolutely would. And I would always, and I've never done it before, so I would give it a try. I would give it a try. So, all right. So, I will say that I did like this. Okay. So, let me I'm going to say right off the bat, I did like this version. I thought this was fun. I don't, once again, this isn't a genre of music
Right.
I go
You gotta
to.
be fair to that.
Right. But I was entertained by this version, and I was also impressed by the level of talent and execution of this. Because I also wanted, this is how I was going to evaluate, like the execution of it, the originality, the fun factor of it, like, and were they going to mail it in? Was it going to sound barbershop quartet kind of style, which to me is like,
I know it's not your favorite.
not my favorite. So, all that being said, where do I rate this on a scale of 1 to 5 records? I don't know if I would choose to put this on like I don't know if I would press play on it myself.
I'm not offended by that because
Right.
it's not your preference of
Well, because
style.
I did
get
say,
it.
would I choose to put this on? I probably wouldn't, but
Right.
I don't think I would skip this. It's not a skip for me.
There we go. Okay.
So I would say the fun factor was pretty good. I liked the execution. I thought their style was good. I was really blown away with how they dealt with analytics and the main vocal line. So all in all, I really enjoyed it, and I would be comfortable giving this a 3.6.
Okay. And so for our listeners, listen, I obviously probably am going to give good ratings today because I like this type of music. Chris is giving ratings from a consumer that is not necessarily one that would turn on a playlist of acapella. However, would you put this on a playlist at all? You said you wouldn't necessarily skip it, but will this get nestled in on a playlist at all?
Well, it's already on this playlist, which is
this one doesn't count.
But you're saying me manually putting onto some other
Yes.
playlist. I don't know.
And that's okay.
I don't know if I can answer that right now.
That's okay.
I might, because it's not going to go on a party playlist.
No, like
This
that's
isn't
the
like
thing.
a
Like I
party
don't
song.
know. This would be more of a personal playlist for me to consume, like
Yeah, see,
not a gathering one,
I
right?
don't know if I would do it.
That's okay. That's okay.
I don't know if I would manually put it on a playlist. Right now, that's how I'm feeling.
And I can accept that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. And I do want to shout out real quick our
my
very good
gosh.
friend from Ian from Australia. For him right now, it's super late, although it's daylight savings time. The clocks went back an hour. But he said, here for a few minutes while traveling home. Big night. Well, hey, congratulations on your big night, Ian. And thanks for tuning in for a little bit. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, we have missed you, buddy.
That the time's kind of shifted, but it is still very, very late for Ian. I mean, we're basically welcome him into the new day.
Yeah, it's already tomorrow for him. He's in the
lives
future.
In the future.
Yeah, he lives in the future, guys. Time travel is a
He's
thing.
So cool. So time travel
Yeah.
Ian checking in.
Yeah,
and
it's
we are so
November
grateful.
5th. How's the future? How's tomorrow?
It's election day there.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so lucky, Ian, to have dodged that one for here. Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
So let's go into your first song to me, which was Going Under by Hellscore, which this one is not on our Spotify playlist.
It's not.
Because it's not there. However, it is available for everyone to enjoy through YouTube. And I'm sure that is the one that Chris will be pulling up. So
What I'm going to do, too, is in the chat, for those of you watching live, I'm putting the band's website in the chat because it is on the front page of their site. And it probably has to do with a licensing thing because Hellscore is themselves. They are on Spotify. This cover is not on Spotify.
Correct. And let's be very, a lot of acapella groups are not so huge. So it's not like there's going to be a ton of information on these groups. I keep wanting to say bands, but on these groups and the music. And oftentimes their music is they're just a lot of covers. So we've covered a lot of the cover, knowledge, especially with my songs that I chose today. But Going Under by Hellscore.
Did you know this original version?
No.
Have you ever heard the original version?
No. So maybe we should play both today.
So should I play the acapella version first?
I listened to Going Under the original for this show.
The Evanescence version, right?
Yes, but I had not heard it up to.
Okay, so you are familiar with the Evanescence version of this song, is where I'm going.
Yeah, only because I did research for the show. I didn't know it before.
Okay, all right.
The show. Now I will say, so the Hellscore, they did a really phenomenal job maintaining the dark and haunting sound of the original.
Yeah.
With only using their vocals. Their harmonies have such a heaviness to them, which is just amazing.
Yeah.
That heaviness can actually be used to describe harmony.
Yeah. They build themselves as a metal choir.
It's quite remarkable.
Yeah, that's how they build themselves. And I guess the woman, the main woman who I guess is the lead, and then her name is Noah Grumman. So it's the metal choir by Noah, which is Noa Grumman.
Noa, okay.
So I'm gonna go with, obviously this is her choir, and she puts together all these amazingly talented people who can sing different things, and they do a lot of metal stuff. So I mean they've done They've done Arch Enemy. They've done a Nightwish medley. They've done Ailstorm. They've done Metallica. They've done Ghost. They've done Slipknot. They've done Linkin Park. So they have done a lot of interesting covers. They've done Judas Priest, Avenged Sevenfold. So for anybody who's into those bands and you want to hear a metal choir sing them, it is I was impressed. I dove into some of the other ones, and ultimately I just landed on this because I thought this would be one that you might be more open to liking than the other ones.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, go to on their website. I did put it in the chat. I check them out. Check out some of these versions. I think you guys might dig them.
And I think one thing that I found interesting that I didn't really digest or think about prior to doing our show. So your first song with having Hellscore as the group, and then your last one, Van Canto, I'm assuming it is.
Yeah, that's what I think. Van Canto.
They're larger groups, which allows. Yes. I don't think you can manipulate the sound and what they're doing with a smaller group.
I don't think so either. I think it's just because there's a lot going on, and to be able to get the fullness of like a big metal guitar.
The layers. Like they created riffs from their voices.
Yeah, which is wild to me.
Which is crazy. So some of these people may be a member of this group simply because they can make a certain type of noise, not even sing.
That's what I'm thinking too. Like, oh, you make the cut because you can actually do this with your voice.
Boom, boom, boom. Something so bizarre with your voice that is so needed when you're doing specifically metal.
Yeah.
Where my songs don't necessarily require that. So they're smaller groups because it's really vocal, that they're looking after. But these voices and these noises and these larger groups are just insane. When I first heard it, I was like, there is music in here.
Yeah.
But there's not. There is not.
It's all voices. I mean, it's music voices. Made with the voices.
Right, but I meant like...
I know.
I was thinking
there's no instruments.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way that's not an instrument. And sure enough, they are not. So I think... Again, it's amazing the sounds a human body can create. But, when you listen to some of, Native American tribes or the Native people in all around the world and all of the amazing and beautiful sounds that they can make when they're singing and performing, it doesn't surprise me that here just doing an acapella band that they couldn't like somehow anchor into those things either, because that type of performance and rituals are amazing, the sounds that they can come up with as well. And I hope I said that all politically correct. I apologize if I didn't, but my heart's in the right place.
Your heart's in the right place. So
my heart is in the right place.
So and by the way, I did not know who any of these, but anybody on my list, I did not know any of these people until I did research for this show. So that's I want to be completely forthcoming. Yep. These are all people I discovered in preparation for this show, groups. So,
but I love that. See, that's the part of the show is
that's the fun of the show.
Knowledge and our listeners expand their knowledge. So
that's the fun of the show.
Let's play a little bit of Going Under.
By
let's
Hellscore.
play both versions at some point so we can hear the it's intense when you're watching this.
Yeah, and I love the video. So for those of you watching live, you'll be seeing the video version of this because once again, this version wasn't on Spotify or any. It's because probably obviously for licensing reasons. So here is Hellscore with Going Under Acapella.
Now I'll tell you what I've done for you. 50,000 tears of cry.
So intense.
Screaming, deceiving, I'm bleeding for you, and you still won't hear me. Don't want your hand this time, I'll save myself. Maybe I'll wake up forward. No tormented daily, defeated by you. Just when I
right. So, I mean that's the song. So,
Well, and it's so funny because I'm sorry, it is what it is. But when someone says they're a part of an a cappella group,
right.
that is the last thing somebody thinks that they're going to look like. So
Yeah.
imagine these amazingly talented individuals that, like, yeah, I'm a singer in an a cappella group. I'm sure people are like very confused by that.
Yeah, well, it's cool because I like that they're dressing the part and and they're
Yeah.
like getting into it and like and that's when Amy Lee and all that, like that's how she looks on stage, like
Yeah.
so, and Evanescence as a whole. I mean that's it, and so I appreciate that they went the extra mile with that too, and they're making a music video too, so they're into it, and I do like though that it feels like you're at like a like a concert or like the Pitch Perfect, like when they're all at the competition. Like I thought it was cool.
The amount of presentation you can put into something with just it is remarkable. I think you would actually be, obviously, like you said, you wouldn't be able to like do it all the time, but I think you could go to a concert within the niche of your music, and I think you would just be blown away.
I think so too. I mean, I think especially that I would go see those guys. I want them to tour here. I'm like, I would go see that. I would pay money to go see Hellscape or Hellscore, not Hellscape, Hellscore. Here, I'll play a little bit of the original too, just so for context for people. So they kind of
pretty darn close considering what they're
if
they're
you've
working
never
with.
heard that before, this is the original version of Going Under.
Now I will tell you what I've done for you. 50,000 tears I've cried.
And I love Evanescence. I think they're so good.
One of a kind.
Still won't hear me. Don't raise your hand this time, I'll save myself. Maybe I'll wake up for once.
So I did a really good version. I thought it was pretty darn close. So
Considering I think the energy is pretty matched.
Yeah.
The heaviness and the grit that you hear in the original.
Yeah.
Is pretty well duplicated again with human sounds. So I personally, I don't really love the original of this song. So for me, I'm going to try real hard to give like a fair score for what it is with them doing an acapella, if that makes sense. So
okay.
I don't want my score to be confused with that I like the original and that's the original score, because it's not. But I think from a talent perspective, the precision perspective, the harmony perspective, even when you're looking at the video, there's an entertainment value there. I just think it's amazing. So would I listen to this? Would I put this on? Probably not, because it's not my personal cup of tea.
Right.
But with that being said, I think it's phenomenal and it deserves 4 records. I think.
All right. I think that's very fair.
Amazing thing that they created.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I picked this specifically for you because I thought that, and when I listened to all this stuff, that's why I said I picked this one because I thought this one would be the one that you would most enjoy listening to.
It's well, not of your 3, but that's because you threw me a winner in there.
I threw you a ringer.
Yeah, you really did. So I mean, it was good though. I want to be very honest. Like, it was very, very good. It's just not my choice of music.
Right.
But from a professional and art standpoint, phenomenal.
All right, very good there. So there you guys have it. 4 records for Hellscore's version of Going Under. And if you're just tuning in now, depending if you're on Radio Garden State or if you're over on YouTube or Facebook, the first song that we covered today was also the Eurythmics' Sweet Dreams, done by Straight No Chaser. And that one I gave a score of 3.6 records to. So,
which is fair.
Yeah. So, guys, let us know if you are watching live or if you are catching the replay of this over on YouTube or listening on the go on any podcast platform, wherever you do that. drop it in. There's a comment section on Spotify. Let us know, what did you think of that song? How would you have rated the first 2 songs that we just talked about, Sweet Dreams and Going Under? Where would they have wound up on your record
Are we
rating
getting it right?
system? On your record rating system.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a quick pause here, a quick break. And I do want to talk to everybody about our amazing sponsor for this month. And that is, of course, the wonderful Cardiac Attack Coffee. And these guys have just been really cool. And by the way, I've been following them over on Instagram, and he did a really funny thing with the gorilla and all that. And
They're really cool.
highly
people.
recommend checking that out.
They are really cool.
They are. And I love their coffee. So listen, if you are looking to get your heart pumping, as they say,
Get your motor running.
you definitely want to give Cardiac Attack Coffee a try. These guys are great. It's strong, flavorful, single origin coffee made right here in the beautiful Garden State. That's right. All things Garden State. But seriously, I have been drinking this coffee now for the last couple months. And I was psyched when they decided to come on and, be a sponsor with us for the month. And the coffee's great. I mean, if you want a great blend of anything from dark to medium to light roast, they have cold packs. They have cold brew packs. They've even got like a whole sampler pack now, which is kind of cool, which is something I know some people are like, well, what if I want to try all of them, and give it a taste? You can do it right there.
Look at that.
If you're watching a video version, so you have a whole variety pack. And they also do whole bean, and they also do ground as well. And guys, because you know how we are, Amanda and I love good merch. They got great merch too. If you're into a whole punk rock thing, they got cool circle jerks and Bad Brains inspired stuff, as well as some other just cool New Jersey style merch, a whole thing. And also, of course, they've got great mugs and glassware too. If you want to pick yourself up a new mug or a new glass to enjoy your cold brew or your warm hot coffee out of, because there's not right now too. We're in the it's fall, guys.
At least here in the States. Yeah, it's fall.
Yeah, at least here in the States. And, it gets that nice warm cup of coffee in the morning. Something that's really going to get you going is definitely important.
It's rainy here this morning, gloomy.
Yeah.
Like, you really want that feeling of warmth that
you absolutely do.
That makes you cuddly and cozy.
There you go, cuddly and cozy. Get your heart pumping, but also cuddly and cozy as well.
Well, that's the point. Like, it's a strong coffee, but it doesn't make you actually lose your mind.
No, absolutely not. 100% not. You won't actually experience.
The name sounds scary, but it's not.
Right. It's all about, it's going to get your heart pumping. So listen, guys, Cardiac Attack Coffee. Great company here, small business right here in the state of New Jersey, doing it, owned by 3 awesome dudes, and I highly recommend that you guys give it a try. At least give it a try. Order the sampler pack. See which one you like the most before you go in and buy a whole bag. And what's cool is that we have our own code here, so use Song Swap Showdown at checkout to get 15% off your order. And holidays are coming up. What's better to giving someone who's in your life some stocking stuffer coffee? Order a whole bag, order a sampler pack, get a cool mug, glassware, shirt, any of that. Get it all, but give it away as gifts. That's a great gift. I'm all about giving gifts to people that I got so much stuff. I don't want any more stuff. Give me something that either a memory or experience, and coffee is always a home run gift for me. That's for sure.
It is. And if you start shopping now, you really can support small and local. You'll have plenty of time. So please remember that during this holiday season.
Yes. Amanda, being a small business owner herself over at Pressed Rose, she knows all too well. So every little bit helps, guys. Every little bit goes a very long way. Keeps the lights on. So once again, go over to cardiacattackcoffee.com. Use code Song Swap Showdown for 15% off your order today. Get that coffee. Get your heart pumping with Cardiac Attack Coffee. There you go. All right.
Boom.
Back to our show. All right, Amanda, your second song to me is one that I did not know existed. And I actually did not, and this is a movie I kept saying, I want to watch this movie, but I just hadn't watched it yet. But now I'm like, I do want to see it. So the movie we're talking about is Last Night in Soho. And the song is the Petunia Clark hit, which was a hit, Downtown.
Which we've featured on this show before.
We have talked about it, yeah.
It plays in my head when I'm walking downtown.
This is true, guys. This is 100% true. Like, Amanda and I can we can sense each other every now and then, and I can know when Amanda's walking down the street, and I hear the soundtrack. I hear Downtown being beamed to my brain.
Okay, this is really embarrassing to admit, but I always say embarrassing things on this show, so why not? But if I get to go, if it's a nice day and the weather is just right, and I need to check the mail, I start, when I exit my door, I have my playlist, and it starts with Downtown by Petunia Clark. And I start it, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Da, 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 da. And it literally is playing in my ears as I'm walking downtown to get my coffee, get my mail, and then I do a big loop around the block, say hi to Miss Joyce, the funeral director, Capals. It's a big thing. We're waivers here.
Big waivers. Big waivers in Ada, Michigan.
Yep. And then, I do my little loop, and I arrive back at the store. This literally plays as and I do like a little jump start, like da 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 da, like on those first notes, like you just gotta go, and I get going.
Yeah, if anybody ever, there are 2 songs that are Amanda. Literally, they're just Amanda Sharp. Like when you hear them, you go, it's Amanda Sharp. This is one of them. The second one is The Carpenters, Merry Christmas, Darling. There are 2 songs literally that should just be renamed Amanda Sharp, and this is one of them.
I would not oppose that.
Yeah. So if you guys have never heard this song before, know anything about it, it was a #1 hit, guys, in 1964. #1 in the U.S., #2 in Britain, and it was her first U.S. hit ever, Petunia Clark, and it was released in the U.S. back in, as I said, 1964, when we were in a rock era, by the way, of things going on. But she was also, too, the first female singer from the UK to hit #1 in the US, by the way. So that was also a ginormous milestone.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. It had been said that the Ed Sullivan Show had been calling every day, was what she said, every day while I was on tour in Canada, saying, you've got to get down here. I couldn't get there. Eventually I got there, and the record was #1. This is what Petunia Clark was saying to songfacts.com. It is pretty interesting. So the version that we're talking about today, though, appeared in the movie Last Night in Soho, which I've not seen yet, and it is recorded by Anya Taylor-Joy, the actress. And by the way, I've been dying to see Furiosa, and it's been sitting on Max, and I've just been wanting to see it, and I haven't seen it yet. And
you only got so much time.
Yeah. And I do really want to see it, but I love the Queen's Gambit. I thought she was outstanding in that.
Phenomenal.
And the first time I actually saw her was in her acting debut of the Witch. We went to go see it in the theater, actually, and very, very interesting movie, but she was outstanding in that. But I did not know, actually, that she was this talented as far as being an actor, but also a singer. Like, she's got a really cool voice.
Good. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, really quick fun fact about the original recording of this song with Petunia Clark is that a very, very famous guitar player played on this song.
Who played? Who is it?
And that would be, well, first of all, there are 3 guitar players on this song. So Vic Flick, Big Jim Sullivan, and Mr. Jimmy Page, who would go on to also be in the Yardbirds. And of course, one of Amanda's favorite bands, Led Zeppelin. Or as Amanda likes to call him, Led in the Zeppelin. Mr. Zeppelin.
Mr. Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Mr. Led in the Zeppelins.
Yeah. But Jimmy Page played on that song, session guitar. And that's how Jimmy Page got started. He was a session guitarist. Little Jimmy Page was his nickname. He was a kid. He was literally playing on songs when he was like 13 years old, going into studios and laying down.
Amazing.
Guitar prodigy, Jimmy Page, playing on all the jingles. He played on hundreds of jingles before he even made it like in rock and roll.
That makes me think of is when we were doing the Stax record episode with Dominic, and he was saying how it was so not uncommon for if you needed something at that moment, like you pulled someone in off the street.
Yep, you were like, oh, yep, you good. Let's go get in there.
Opportunity, literally, like the door to opportunity could literally just open just because you were in the right place at the right time. Like that blows my mind. So here, little baby 13-year-old just taking advantage of being in the right place at the right time, and boom.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. And by the way, too, not only did Anya Taylor-Joy do this, but this song has been covered by Downtown, covered by Frank Sinatra, the B-52s, Yola Tango, New Jersey right there. 2 New Jersey, by the way. Yola Tango and Frank Sinatra. Let's go, New Jersey. And, of course, Dolly Parton.
Dolly, good old Dolly.
And even Winona Ryder sang it in Girl Interrupted.
It's and that's how I became really a lover of it, because this song is like, even though it's got a very cheerful disposition, it is rather a sad song, as we've discovered, as we've dove into this in previous episodes.
We have, yes,
it's not like the happiest of songs, at all. So it really fit really well in Girl Interrupted, and at that point, that's like when I really became to appreciate it. I was like,
yeah, I mean, the song is
interesting.
really about an escape. You know,
Yeah.
that's what you go down to downtown to escape your, you know,
Troubles.
kind
Worries.
of troubles, boring life, whatever. You know, you're
Yeah.
going for some action.
Yep, all the things.
All the things. So let's listen to this version of the song.
It's a short and sweet version.
It is short and
It's
sweet.
like a
So
60-seconder.
yeah, we'll play the whole thing. And it's from the movie, but I'd love to hear what you guys also think of it too. So remember, you could play along the game of Song Swap Showdown and rate these things on a record scale of 1 to 5 records. So let's dig in real quick to Anya Taylor-Joy's version of Downtown.
When you're alone,
Night, night, Ian.
life is making you lonely. You can always go downtown. When you've got troubles, all the noise and the hurry seems to help. I know downtown. Just listen to the music of the traffic in the city. Linger on the sidewalks where the neon signs are pretty. How can you lose? The lights are much brighter there. You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. So go downtown. Things will be great when you're downtown. No finer place for sure. Downtown. Everyone's waiting for you. Everyone's waiting for you. Everyone's waiting for you.
So that is Anya Taylor-Joy's version of that song from the film Last Night in Soho. And by the way, another artist who also did this. I'm like reading more. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't know. I don't even remember talking about some of this stuff. But Patty Duke also did this, and also Pazuka Clark re-recorded a version of this when she was 80 years old on her 2013 album Lost in You.
Yes.
Isn't that outstanding? Look at that.
It is outstanding.
Yeah. She also won a Grammy in 1965 for Best Rock and Roll Recording, which is great. Which is great, making Clark the first British singer to ever win a Grammy. And in 2003, the song was officially inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. So it's just unreal how this
what
song...
a resume this song has.
Unbelievable how a song has just gone on to have all this success. This one
And
simple song, but yet very layered when you even realize there were 3 guitar players who played on the original version.
it is interesting because when you look at the, if you digest the science of this song, there's not much to it. So to your point, to have it be something that is so... It's been resuscitated so many times.
Yeah.
Here, you know, in 2024, we're still talking about it because there's a newer version. And her particular version sounds very vintagey with like the echo.
Very, very nostalgic, yeah.
but
Very smoky, like...
modern at the same time, if that makes sense. There's a fresh delivery to it. There's definitely a haunting feeling to it. This version would have been very good in Girl Interrupted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like someone just rocking in a room by themselves singing.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, maybe that's where this is in the movie. I don't know.
I don't know. I have not seen this. Has anybody out there seen Last Night in Soho? I have not. But now, because I'm like, you know what? And and it's directed by Edgar Wright, and I really like Edgar Wright as a director. I've seen pretty much almost all his films, and I'm a big Edgar Wright fan. So I do need to see this film. So let's talk about this song. So we've been given the history about it. We just listened to the performance. How am I rating this on a scale of 1 to 5 records?
Yes,
so
tell me.
First of all, me finding out, I did not know Anna Taylor-Joy could sing, and so I thought that was good. I thought her performance was cool, and I'm glad it was her singing and not like somebody just kind of standing in for her.
Yes,
and, you know,
which
like,
often happens. We get it.
and there's nothing wrong. I mean, that's what happens in films.
Yeah.
So I was impressed with that. Overall, I mean, Downtown's not a song I typically go to listen to. I know it's your favorite, so and I can't remember what I gave it back in the day, but it's not
It's
like
usually a respectable.
Yeah, it's not a song that I appreciate it that it exists. It's not a song I choose to put on,
Right.
but I respect it for sure. So the performance of the song I thought was cool. It's nice, it's short, doesn't overstay its welcome. It's for the movie, you need to see the movie. I probably would not put this on, and I think I might hit skip on this one because it's just not my thing in that way.
I feel
But maybe in the movie I'd be like, oh, because it's in the movie, so I'm not skipping over it in the movie.
no. It'll make sense, I'm sure, in the movie, and it'll be part of the movie, where this is just a piece that I threw at you for no reason, kind of. You know what I mean? So to enjoy this just out of nowhere doesn't make sense for you. So that's completely fair. And it's you got to be in a mood to listen to this version.
Yeah, I think so. And it says here, I'm just reading this thing too, is like saying there's the reason why there's Soho sections of both London and New York, what makes it a perfect fit for the film. Anna Taylor-Joy brings out the loneliness and desperation which follows a night in downtown.
And I feel like she does a great job delivering that.
Yeah,
feeling.
so however that happens in the film, whatever. So, I mean, overall, I mean, I don't think it's a bad version. It just isn't something I'm going to ever... I'm never going to listen to this version again other than seeing it in the film. So let me just put it there. But with that being said, I don't hate it, but I'm not giving it a 3. I'm going to give it a 2.8.
Okay. And this is not something I'm offended by. This is not Uptown Girl annoyance.
No, it's not annoying. I am not going to choose to put this on.
And that's fair. But to be fair also, none of these songs you would maybe choose to put on.
That's true.
It's just you're not going to maybe skip some, but you're not seeking out any of these.
Yeah.
Based on your like.
So I will say out of your playlist, this was the least favorite of mine.
Understood.
Okay, because I really I liked the Sweet Dreams version. I thought that was cool, and I give that 3.6. And I felt like, I got to tell you, this song kind of felt like a bummer to me in the middle of your playlist. It brought me down a little.
I couldn't, and like
it was a little melancholy.
It was nestled in the middle because of that. Like it really, but I wanted, and I felt it was important to have on there because acapella doesn't necessarily equal group. Right.
No, I know exactly. It's just
individual.
It's solo.
So I think it was a really good representation that it can also be a solo artist just singing beautifully on their own. So I wanted that to be represented.
Yeah,
So,
what this reminded me of too was something that's wildly popular, and I've sent videos like this, especially on YouTube. You watching these singers do one take. When they're in a studio recording the song, and you see them in, and on their headphones, they're hearing it, but you're only hearing, and so it's that one take stuff. And I've sent you like Spirit Box and some of the other ones. I've sent you other ones, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so like awesome to watch them, and hear them like before all the effects and everything go on, like just the raw tone of their voice before the producing. And I'm always, and I feel like that this is in that like. With one take, that one take YouTube video.
Yeah,
thing,
so true. Well, and to that point, we might get some hate for this, and I apologize in advance, but there are some very, very popular people in this world musically that are popular because they put on a good show and they can sing well.
They're great entertainers.
Yep.
David Lee Roth, great entertainer, not a great singer.
Right. They sing well enough, but there's the charisma to them.
Right.
Those are not the people who can excel in acapella singing.
No, I mean
their flaws would be seen so much, and so the true talent really is behind acapella. When you're talking voice, I give them credit that they can put on a good show. Those other people, so well done to that. But it's just
kudos to you.
Yeah, when it's stripped down and raw, it's not easy to do.
Nope.
Which is when you're talking "Living on a Prayer." Your second song to me.
My second song.
By Hyannis Sound. This is a song that makes you realize you're either, I think, a good singer or a bad singer, because everybody wants to get into Living on a Prayer and sing it, right?
Everybody. It's a sing-along song.
When Bon Jovi's singing it, I mean, there's so much commotion. It doesn't matter how good you're singing.
Yeah.
you're hidden within all of the other stuff.
Right.
Where this, though, there's a little less. You realize you might not be a good singer.
It's a little more forgiving, I think. But even still, these guys, it's 10 guys, right? Hyannis Sound is an acapella group. It's composed of 10 guys from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and the whole greater New England area. And they really got big during lockdown.
Sure.
On TikTok, because they were one of
great tool.
the most followed vocal groups on the app. And now I've since partnered with brands like Nerds. They were in Glamour magazine. They're with Alicia Keys. After their cover of Falling achieved over 12 million views on TikTok. They did Glamour magazine's "You Sang My Song" series featuring Alicia Keys. They've had a lot of members who have gone on to graduate and gone to different schools and universities, but they're still doing it. Apparently,
and to think that brings up a really good point because a lot of these groups are college groups.
Mm-hmm.
There is a constant evolving of new members, old members, new members, old members. It's very much like the University of Michigan's football team right now. Like last year was great because they had such a solid team that had been together for years.
Yeah.
And now they're starting fresh and baby. So sometimes you're going to have greatness and sometimes you're going to have to learn to be a group again. Yeah. And I give these college groups such credit that they can pull it together so well, so fast.
Yeah, they were founded in 1994 by Townsend Belial. And he founded and produced it. And he decided to put together a group on Cape Cod, apparently. And the group rented a house in Hyannis, that's where it is, to live together. Starting small, the group made a name for itself by singing wherever possible. After years of performances, the group established itself as a notable entertainment group on the Cape.
On the Cape. I love Cape Cod, incidentally. My favorite vacation has been there. It's beautiful.
Yeah. By the way, Hyannis is the largest of 7 villages in the town of Barnstable, Massachusetts. It's the commercial and transportation hub of Cape Cod and was designated an urban area in the 1990 census. Because of this, many refer to Hyannis as the capital of the Cape.
Capital of the Cape.
Look at that. Well, the more you know.
The more you know. And I know to call it the Cape because our good friends who live in Massachusetts are like, Amanda, stop calling it Cape Cod.
It's the Cape.
It's the Cape.
It's
the Cape.
The Cape.
Even though I'm a Midwester here, I can say the Cape.
Yep.
No. But, okay, in this particular song, their harmonies are so tight. It is remarkable how, on point they are. The solo work is just absolutely beautiful and stunning. It's a wonderful rendition. I'm bopping to something that's just a complete work of art, in my opinion. It's beautiful. So I would not have put this song on my list. I really didn't. It wasn't in my mind to think of this song, to search for an acapella version. But boy, what a treat this was to listen to this. It was beautiful.
I thought you would like this one.
Yes.
I threw this one in there.
I'm glad you did.
I'm glad I did too, because I enjoyed listening to this one as well. All right, so let's listen to Hyannis Sound, if I'm saying that correctly, and if I'm not, I'm sure people will come at me. But here's Living on a Prayer.
Once upon a time.
I feel connected at that moment.
Not so long ago.
So dramatic.
You don't really know what's going on until this part.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy used to wake on the docks. Union's been on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough.
Yeah. I feel like this could have been in Pitch Perfect.
Yeah,
Tina.
This
was a song that people were kind of passionate about what it meant on YouTube.
She says we've got to hold on to what we've got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We've got each other, and that's That's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Whoa, halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Whoa, living on a prayer.
Wow, 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 wow.
Right?
I could have been that guy in the background. Wow, 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 wow.
You named the group because of that sound.
I could do that. Wow, 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 wow. I love how he's doing the guitar so. Wow.
It's amazing. All the parents that tell their kids to stop making stupid noises,
Yeah,
they're just crushing future acapella group members.
that's right. Yeah.
She says we've gotta hold on to what we've got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We've got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Whoa, living on a prayer.
All right. So, yeah. So, "Living on a Prayer" by Hyannis.
Hyannis,
Sound.
yeah.
Hyannis Sound. There you go.
You know, this is an excellent. I mean, and we don't have to play the original because I think everyone in this world
Yeah.
knows the original.
Right.
This is very, very, very good. So when the lead singer is singing it, I would have loved probably to hear something a little less refined.
You mean less produced?
No,
Like-
it's so choiry.
Yeah. Well, but I see that, and that's the thing I feel like with the acapella stuff is because they are
They're a choir.
right. They are a choir, and they're gonna sing in that style. Like you're not gonna get the rock and roll. You're not gonna get John Bon Jovi style singing, like the rock and roll gruffness and all that. It's gonna
Right.
be smooth and polished
Wow.
out because
Yes.
that's the sound.
And highest sound is probably specifically very much like a competition type of acapella group where I don't know that Hellscore was created to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it says the group was established as a non-profit corporation in the Commonwealth. I don't know what that means. I know they've
Interesting.
recorded 16 albums to date.
Well, and it's excellent. It's excellent. I would have
Yeah, they do perform a lot, though. They do go out and perform. So I don't know if those are competitions or they're just out there performing and, just doing their thing.
mm-hmm.
So,
It's that acapella world got a lot of competitions going on. It's
Hell yeah.
remarkable. And I mean, if you've never sang for scores, I mean, the way you have to understand note for note and note and like get it perfect and
Right.
be able to read it and sing it on, it's just amazing. So these people are so talented. So I'm kind of just being nitpicky when I say that. Like I would have loved to hear maybe a little like knockdown version of the lead vocalist there of not so choiry. But with that being said, I think this was phenomenal. The art of what they did for something so popular, pretty remarkable. So this one's getting a 4.4 from me.
4.4.
4.4. I would not skip this song.
I played the judge on this one, by the way, guys.
I would not skip this. I wouldn't necessarily put these songs on again, like a certain playlist that the public would listen to.
Right.
These are more Amanda playlist songs that I
Right.
would add it to.
Not working through life playlist.
Not working through life. No, these are not. This is like I'm just in a happy spirited mood. listening.
Happy place
It's
playlist.
it's a happy playlist. Like maybe I'm feeling a little creative and I just want to sing a little myself.
Right.
That playlist.
That
but
playlist.
the general public doesn't want to hear this.
Don't want to hear that playlist or don't want to hear you singing. Like, what are you talking about?
Either or. No.
Yeah.
Like I think the general public typically sides with you on this. Like it's not your
Oh.
cup of tea.
It's not my cup of tea.
But you can appreciate it. Like
I
think people
absolutely
can
appreciate it.
can appreciate it
100%.
as
Because
well.
I can't sing at all. I can't carry a note for the life of me.
I don't believe that.
You guys have
but-
heard me try to sing on the show to song. It's like, oh my God. Every time I do it, my wife's like, why do you do that? No one wants to hear you. Rachel's like, stop. Don't do that. No one wants to hear you sing anything. Like, don't do that.
I don't believe it. You just haven't found your music yet. But I think excellent.
You're so nice. You're such a good person.
I mean it. I mean, everyone is talented. Everyone has a voice, Chris.
For me, it's not singing. Not singing.
What
All right.
some would argue, neither is mine. And it won't stop me, Chris Baglio, and it shouldn't stop you.
Yeah, but you can sing. Come on. Yeah, she can sing. All right, so I accept your 4.4 records for this.
Good pick. Good
pick.
pick.
So once again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. If you're just tuning in now to Radio Garden State, or if you're on YouTube or Facebook, we are today covering acapella songs.
Yeah.
That is what when we spun the wheel at the end of last week's episode, chose for us. So that is what we're doing. And so far, we have done Sweet Dreams, we've done Downtown, we've done Living on a Prayer, and now we're getting to your third song, third and final song. Oh, and we also did, because it's not Hellscore, we did Going Under as well. So I am getting now to your third and final song to me, which is, of course, a song that for some reason has just lived on and on and on, keeps finding new audiences over and over again, was once told to me the greatest song ever recorded. Not sure about that, but there's something to this song that it keeps living on and on and on. And I am, of course, talking about Africa, originally done by the band Toto. But here we are listening to Acapella for Reason. Now, I could find nothing on the internet on Acapella for Reason.
All I found were different versions of other cover songs.
That's it.
That's all I
Nothing.
could
So
find.
I don't know where these guys are from. I don't know if they're a school group or they're like how we just heard Hyannis sound where they form. I don't know. So if you guys know anything about them, please let us know. Drop it in the comments. DM us because I don't know. Couldn't find anything about them other than other videos on YouTube, which also are barren of information. So I don't know if these people are like undercover and hiding from authorities or trying to lay low. They don't want anybody to know who they are.
Which is so funny because their name is Acapella for a reason. Like, well, what's the reason? Like,
that's what I thought. I was like, are they a charity group?
Yes.
Like, I don't know what. But anyway, they did a version of Africa. And so I feel like that this version was very like, it's exactly what I expected, by the way. I was like, because I've heard acapella versions of Africa before. And this was nothing out of the ordinary for me. It was pretty straightforward, but also still impressive because, Africa is just one of these songs, man. And I think that,
this is our third time featuring it on this show.
Yeah, I mean, it's a song that just never stops, never goes away. So I know it's made a lot of people's playlists of songs that they love. Mm-hmm. And, while I enjoy Africa, I think I told this story. Did I ever tell this story? I think I told you the story. Maybe the first time we did Africa. My father back. This was in the 80s, and if he's listening, he'll remember this. So he bought
story time.
I forgot what year. It was definitely the 80s, and he bought a white Oldsmobile. I think it was a Cutlass. I can't remember. I think it was a Cutlass. It was white. He bought a white car. Never buy a white car. He bought a white car. It was a Cutlass. I think it was, and it came with a cassette tape in there to try out the audio system. And it had 2 songs on it. I think it was 2 songs, and one of them was Africa. And literally, like, I remember buying the car, and I was taking a drive with him. He's like, "Look at the new car," and that tape was in there, and he's like, "Oh, and Africa." Like that was, I'm like, and it would just, it just kept flipping over and over again, and I was like, "Oh my god!" So Africa is a song. I mean, I grew up on MTV. It was on every radio station, and the song is just never. Here we are in 2024. The song is still in heavy rotation on multiple stations, and then you've got the Weezer version that they recorded, which is also in heavy rotation. This song will never ever die. But that was my young childhood experience of Africa. Was that cassette single that just looped continuously in my father's car to optimize the stereo system in the Cutlass. I think it was the Cutlass Sierra or whatever it was.
Our analytics do imply that there are baby listeners to this. So when we say flip the cassette, what we mean by flip the cassette is you would literally take it out and flip it to the side B. because that would be the start of side B when you
unless
finish
it
side
was
A.
unless it was auto flip, and that's where it would just
fair.
It would flip by it reversed it basically.
Reverse it.
So
This
it
is
would do an
true.
auto flip.
This is true.
And that would do in the Walkman and in cars, you would just get it just would flip, auto flip, so you never had to do the actual taking in and out.
taking it in and out. But there was a day that you didn't take it in, or their auto flip wasn't in. I mean,
Yep.
so you finished one side and it made
hit
the
eject,
beginning of
and then flip it over and put it in.
It was a lot of work to listen to music.
Side
back in the
1
day.
and side 2.
It was, but those were good days.
They were good days.
And you used a pencil to
Yep.
thread it better.
To thread
or
it
pen,
better, yeah.
Because the shape just was perfect. It was
Yep.
as if the pencil people and tape makers knew.
They knew that you would one day be using the eraser head of the pencil to fix your cassettes.
Unbelievable.
All right, so here is Africa by Acapella for a Reason. Let's
And
check
that's all
this
we
out.
got on it.
Yeah. Once again, I feel like this could have been like the Troublemakers.
I hear the drums echoing tonight, but she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight. The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you.
Boom, boom, boom.
Take a long to drive me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. It's gonna take some time to do the things we never The wild dogs cry out in the night as they grow restless, longing for some
I just love
solitary
the tone and the notes of the song.
Yeah.
There is something, I don't know what it is about the sound of it that is very calming to me.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know what I'm saying
the
when I
song
say
itself
that?
is very calming.
I mean, the chorus kind of gets into it, but it's still a very, it doesn't overstimulate my brain.
Right.
And I think it does satisfy the choir girl in me because I can harmonize with it when I'm singing it out loud in, say, my car.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I like it, but this isn't about my rating. This is about your rating.
So I'm gonna put this out there right now. I'm gonna ask this question: is
here we go.
Africa one of the greatest songs ever written? I say no, but it is a really, really popular song. It hit number 1 in the United States in 1982 and charted number 3 in the UK. So
40 years later.
I do think it's a good song. I'm not going to dispute that. It is a good song. I mean, I will choose to put Africa on. I choose to put it on. It won Grammy, by the way. The record that this came off of, Toto 4, won a Grammy for Album of the Year. But voters didn't nominate Africa for Record of the Year or Song of the Year. They preferred Rosanna off this record, which was nominated in both categories
Also a
and
good
won Record
song.
for the Year. I prefer Rosanna. I think this whole record is actually pretty solid. And I like Toto.
I do too.
By the way, Steve Lukather, guitarist in Toto, is the one who played the main guitar riff on Beat It. But Eddie Van Halen did the solo.
Ah.
So that was all Steve Lukather's. He played a whole song guitar,
I'll be darned.
except Eddie ripped the solo because Michael Jackson wanted that sound. He wanted Eddie. He wanted the Eddie Van Halen sound, and got it.
Interesting.
And Eddie did it for a case of beer, basically. No points, no nothing, no money. A case of beer.
You know, when you just help people out sometimes.
Yeah, but he should have gotten that point.
Probably.
Boy, oh boy. All right, so listen, we're talking about Africa though. So obviously, listen, there's a ton of information about this song. If you want to look it up, I'm going to drop that into the comments, by the way, if you guys want some song facts, information about Africa. But we're talking about this version. So like I said, there's nothing special about this version to me. It's exactly what I thought it would be. They sound like it could have been on Pitch Perfect, to be honest with you. That's how I immediately was like, oh, was this a deleted group from Pitch Perfect? Like something they didn't put in. I don't know anything about, so I don't know if this is a school. I don't know if these are kids. I don't know.
I got no clue either.
I will say I was impressed with the arrangement. I thought it was fun to listen to. I felt like I was kind of listening to the Toto version, honestly, except that it's, no instruments, just vocals. Yeah. So I liked it. I mean, I don't hate it at all. I don't know. I mean, I would just put the Toto version on though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I would just I'm not gonna choose to put this version on over the Toto version. So I just want to get that out there. But I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I was entertained by listening to it and the different voices, everybody kind of doing the little parts and all that. So listen, I'm fine with this song. I think it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna give it a 3.7.
Okay. So much better than 2.8.
You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna get. I'm changing it. I'm gonna give it 4 records.
Oh boy. Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna give it 4 records just because I was like, I think they did a really good job with it, and I probably should change the Eurythmics one too to 4. But I think maybe I was a little too hard. You know what? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go with 4 records. I like Africa as a song. I don't think it's the greatest song ever recorded, but it's a really good song. And it's got lasting impact. I mean, released in 82, and here we are in 2024, like I said. And we're still talking about that song like as if it was just released.
And I think you hit on a really good point. You said, if I'm going to listen to this, I'm just going to grab the original by Toto. Like, I think that brings a really good point into today's episode. There is, even though these are wonderful versions, sometimes you just want that original.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I know the point of today's show too wasn't about like, whether or not this is better. It's different. It's an acapella version, and it's interesting to hear what people do with their voices to a song to make it be like the original, so it's not so crazy. I do find that impressive. So as far as an acapella version of a very, very popular song goes, I would give it 4 records because I was impressed.
I have a regret. I should have put Wayward Son on here. Carry On, Our
Wayward Son. Yeah, by Kansas.
Yeah, I should have. And I thought to do that this morning. I looked. I was like, acapella versions, and there were so many I could have chosen. I was like, oh man. So I have a little regret that I didn't put that one on there. I probably would have replaced it with Downtown, but that's okay.
Well, which one? Hold on. Who sang which version?
They were all very good, but there was I would have to look at the name to see which version. It was very, very good. And you know what's funny is, did you watch all the Supernaturals? Did you get to watch all 15 seasons?
No, I didn't even watch one season.
So what is really, I love
I know that's your jam.
It is my binge show, and there is an episode that it's basically they're putting on kids are putting on a play, and they do an excellent version of that. So I don't think you could find that version. Right. Actually, it might be on YouTube if you do Supernatural play Wayward Son. Maybe that clip will come up. Okay, I don't know. Like, bear with us here, friends.
This is all real time, guys. This is a live show.
This is what we do.
So you're saying Supernatural,
Wayward Son, but that's like a big.
Came right on.
The play one, because it's in like all the seasons, but the play one's
fan
different.
Fiction scene.
Perfect. That should be it.
Yeah. All right. I got it. Okay. All right. So let's.
This is for my Supernatural junkies out there.
All right.
You're welcome.
Amanda says you're welcome.
And this scene makes sense when you watch it.
I guess we can go back to staring at motel room walls.
You know what, Dean? You were right. Staying cooped up isn't helping us.
We need to be back on the road, Dean. Doing what we do best.
What is that?
I don't know. show anymore.
It's the BM scene.
Saving people.
This makes no sense to you, Chris, but
It makes zero
you.
sense, but that's all right.
It's okay.
It's getting there, right?
You're right, Sammy.
You're right, Sammy.
Out on the road. Just the two of us.
This is an impressive play
The
production.
two of us against the world.
This is right.
What she said.
It's so dramatic. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest.
I would have loved to do this play.
This is very elaborate for a school production, don't you think? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's TV. Okay.
Just gets you in the emotions. It's okay to tear up, Chris,
I'm not tearing up.
but it's okay if you do.
Oh, thanks. Thank you for permission.
Who's that?
Oh, that's Adam, John Winchester's other kid. He's still trapped in the cage. In hell.
That would make sense too.
Okay. Are these people all vampires or something?
No, it's so hard to.
All right, don't. You know what? Don't even.
This really meant so much during the show.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest.
Oh, I gotta do this.
Don't you cry no more.
I just want to watch Amanda sing this.
Carry on.
There's a tear.
I see that.
There's a tear, you guys. It's very emotional when you watch it in the show. The whole show is emotional.
It was good. It was good. Yeah. I mean, it's
No,
out of
okay.
context for me, but I mean, listen. Yeah,
I just wanna show some hands here.
yeah. So
Thank
definitely
you,
emotional
Jason.
in context. My brother-in-law Jason coming.
Thank you, Jason. In context, it is very emotional.
Listen, I don't doubt it. I never watched the show, so it's out of context for me. But as far as the performance goes, it was very sweet.
You and Rachel need to binge watch.
I know it just is. It's a
Supernatural.
it's a CW show, isn't it? Right? CW. I don't
Listen,
know.
you watched
Buffy. Yeah, but Buffy is an S tier program, and everything else. Then there's everything else.
Give it a try.
It's not Buffy, and maybe I don't know. It's
Look
15
at,
seasons.
I literally
It
have
sounds
a little
like
tear.
you do. Look at you. You're a mess. You're a mess.
I really just love that.
Amanda
song.
needs a moment to connect herself,
I
to
know.
collect
Well,
herself. on
You
that.
know, there's just so much message behind that song.
Yeah. No, it is. I mean, it's a powerful song.
So, wow, that really distracted us to just reiterate the point that I should have put
Yeah.
that song on my list.
Right. Okay. So we have to get to wrapping up the show soon. Just
do, we
FYI,
do. Okay.
looking at the time. So,
All right.
all right, let's do my last song to you, which I already know where this is going to come in, but I didn't care because I just wanted to give this to you.
Okay. Fear of the Dark is Chris's third and final song to me by Van Canto.
Van Canto, who once again
Canto.
did not know who they were, but they're doing the Iron Maiden classic, the Iron Maiden sing along, Fear of the Dark.
So I need everyone to really understand when we're saying acapella is instrumentless, because that is very important to know going into this song.
Right.
This is a song that you will not understand and comprehend unless we bring it to your attention. There are no instruments. This is people's voices. Vocals are creating the guitar riffs.
But
But
they do have a drummer.
there was a drummer in this one?
So basically, just so
In
you know,
this
I don't
song?
know in this version, but they do have a drummer because I've seen other songs. I was watching YouTube videos of them. So they are a German a cappella metal band.
German.
Founded in 2006, composed of 6 singers and a drummer, and this is what makes them unique. And although the group is often classified as an a cappella ensemble, they use real drums in their music instead of vocal percussion or beatboxing. So they play a cappella with a classic heavy power and symphonic metal influence, creating what they call hero metal a cappella.
Well, it's
Well,
still,
yeah. While only
even if-
2 of the 6 singers perform the lead vocals, the other 4 instead use their voices that take guitars and bass with the help of amplifiers in an attempt to sound closer to original instruments.
it's unbelievable. The way that they can keep the intensity of the original song with just using vocals, it's just very, very unreal.
It's impressive.
To me.
It's impressive.
Very impressive. So again, this is no surprise that this song is not a favorite of mine.
No, I didn't think
However,
it would be.
when we listen to this, it's worth being impressed by, and I
Yeah.
think it showcases this group's talent. It's phenomenal.
So, I'll play this version, and then when I'm done, I'll play a little bit of the
Little bit of the
original, just
original.
so people who aren't into Iron Maiden get the context of it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So here's Van Cato's version of "Fear of the Dark." Van Cato. I could do that.
Right?
Dum, 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 dum.
You're gonna hear a little Cookie Monster going on, though. Even Acapella has some Cookie Monster.
Has a little Cookie Monster.
Nom, 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 nom,
Dum,
nom.
dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. This is such a huge sing-along by Iron Maiden. It's like being in a soccer stadium.
I am a man who walks alone, and when I'm walking the dark road, at night or strolling through the park, and when the lights
This makes you want to like bop, bop, bop.
Yeah,
sometimes feel a little strange,
because that's the bass.
anxious when it's dark. Fear of the dark, fear of the dark. I have a constant fear that something's always near.
Metal lends itself well to acapella.
It's
Theatrical.
the theatrics of it, yes. I find myself always listening with my eyes closed when it comes to all this harmony. I mean, crazy.
It's crazy. Almost sounds like they're ribbits. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Frog. Ribbit, ribbit.
There's bass in there.
So, all right. I mean, this is a long song to begin with, so I don't want
Isn't it like
yeah.
7 minutes or something?
Yeah, I mean, and this is the album closer from that record, Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden. So, should I play a little bit of the OG
Yeah.
one?
So when you're listening to acapella, do you
Mm-hmm.
see like layers in your brain?
I do.
Okay. Because that's how I digest it. Like it's just such a treat.
Especially too with Iron Maiden, because there's so much going on. Especially, and the way this song is crafted is great because it's such a build. It goes quiet, slow, and it goes up, 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 up,
Yeah.
up, and it leads a giant sing along with the whoa. It's on purpose to be like a stadium chant, like the big soccer stadium filled with 100,000 people singing back at you. Yeah,
yeah.
It's perfect. It's 100% designed for that on purpose.
Sure.
So here is the original, just if you guys have never heard it, just for the context of it. A beloved Iron Maiden song.
I always do.
It really is. I mean, this is they end their sets a lot with this one. It truly is like a highlight. People wait for this song, and they've been touring now, and it's like. I just want to get to this through this and then the one part, just so people have the comparison.
I am a man who walks alone.
It's wild.
When I'm walking a dark road.
When you hear the clean vocals to this, you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
When the light begins to change, I sometimes feel a little strange, a little anxious when it's dark.
Fear of the dark. Fear of the dark.
Who says you don't have a voice?
Have a constant fear that something's always near. Fear of the dark.
Fear of the dark.
I have a phobia that someone's always near.
So good.
Run your fingers down the wall and have you bounce your Mexican ball when you're searching for.
All right, so of course, they're no Bruce Dickinson, but very impressive of how they.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they nailed it. I mean, I know you can laugh, and first time I heard it, I did laugh. I'm like, oh, but I get it because they're trying to replicate that bass. I mean, It's a lot. It's a lot to take. This song is layered. Iron Maiden's a very complicated band. I think vocally they did a pretty awesome job.
I agree. I actually prefer their version over the Iron Maiden's version. That should not be any surprise to anyone. I'm curious though, like metal lovers out there, do you like the Van Canto version? Like dislike it, love it? Like what are your thoughts? I prefer it.
It's a great question.
You prefer the original, obviously.
Obviously, but I like that. I like that once again, like we were talking about Hellscore. Like I love that they're taking these metal songs, and they're all obviously fans of metal themselves, and they are putting it into the style.
Yeah.
And it's fun to me to hear them try to to do what they're doing. I mean, it's very cool. It's very impressive. I could not do it. I could never do it. And they have the vocal talent to do it. And I appreciate it. And I think it's fun. And especially when they make the videos, like you were talking about the entertainment factor. I love when they make the music videos to these things. They're in the scenes and the sets or like what, and you can tell they're having a good time doing it. And I appreciate that. I think it's cool.
It's I like it. I really do. And I mean, for them to just take that big of a risk and try and go, that's what I'm going to try and duplicate with a human voice. Like, that's just remarkable to me. It's a lot easier to duplicate Africa as acapella than I would argue, like, Fear of the Dark.
Yeah.
So for that, I mean, I'm giving it 4 records. I enjoy it.
Wow, 4 records.
I enjoy it. So you are at 12.4 this week, and I am at a sad 10.4, which is no surprise because I like acapella. So I'm rating with a good heart.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it was. This was a fun. This episode, by the way, it was a lot more fun than I initially thought it was going to be.
Good.
Because I was like, it's just one of those things. I was like, oh, I didn't know this existed, and I was like, this will be fun. I'm gonna bring these songs, and I had a feeling what songs. It was good. The songs were good. I really had a fun time listening to all these songs together, and especially these metal songs I thought were cool. But I loved, like, you had 2 to me really solid picks on your playlist that I really enjoyed listening to. Not that I hated the Anna Taylor Joy version of Downtown. It just didn't do anything for me. Other than, I should go watch this movie. So it succeeded in me saying, I forgot I got to watch this movie. Yeah.
And I think if you hop on our playlist, which our playlist is on Spotify, Song Swap Showdown 2024 playlist, I think if you just trust the flow of our playlist, I think you'll be really surprised how much everyone actually enjoys it. Especially even though we have some Halloween, themed things, it was not Halloween themed songs as much as it wasn't the traditional songs. So you could even listen to these songs outside of the month of October, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I threw for those watching live, I did throw the playlist into the chat. So if you want to click that, as well as all the way back too. I did put in the Hellscore website too, which is hellscore.rocks, which is where, and also on YouTube you can watch all those videos too. We were talking about them. So, all right, well, hey, this was a really fun show, show. Before we sign off though, because we have to be off the air by 10:15 at least on Radio Garden State. We do have one more piece of business to deal with, Amanda.
We need to spin that wheel of show things.
All right, here we go, guys. The
Look at that
wheel of
full
show themes
wheel.
is up. I think I've removed a lot of the stuff that we've done, but if it comes up recent, we'll just spin again. So, all right.
We're laid back here.
We are laid back here. All right, so here we go. Spinning the wheel of show themes. By the way, we do need suggestions for the holiday wheel of show themes, which will be spun closer to the end of this month.
Yep.
But for now, we are doing back to normal themes.
Spin that wheel.
Here we go. What is next week's
Oh, boy.
theme?
Oh, jeez. Back in time.
Words are so obnoxious. Back in time, 2010. Songs from 2010. And we're in 2024. It doesn't seem that long ago, but it is.
But it is. I mean, it's almost 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's guy.
It's wild.
So, if nothing else, the show is going to make you go, what? That song is that old? You're not going to believe it. That's what's going to happen.
It's going to be a lot of that. Like, wait a second. There's no... Yes,
There's
it
no
was.
way.
That song is that old already? Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is.
Almost 15 years old these songs will be. And
Yeah.
it's not going to feel like it.
Yeah, so next week's theme is going to be songs from 2010. So Amanda and I will each be
Okay.
swapping 3 songs with each other that were released in the year 2010 and rating them on a scale of 1 to 5 records. Ultimately will be, does the song still hold up? That could be a hit, dude, because it could be a hit. Maybe something we've heard. What we say is a song we may or may not have heard before.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking at it like, A, do we like it? And number 2, was it a hit? If it was a huge hit, does it still hold up? Is it still relevant
Wow.
today? 15 years later, is it a song that would be on your eternity playlist? Was it on your eternity playlist back in the day? Now it's kind of like, oh, I can't believe I really listened to this.
2000. I mean, honestly, 2010 feels like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, really, I'm right there with you. I'm like,
I-
oh, 2010. It's 2024, about to be
doesn't-
2025.
It doesn't even feel like 2010 has happened yet. I
Yeah.
still think 20 years ago is like the 80s.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
all there is to it.
Yeah.
We're not. There's no way it's 2024.
No
That's
way.
the problem.
Like I'm already thinking about songs. Let me just look. I'm going to look right now because I can't even remember what was. Oh,
top,
here we go.
top 100 songs of 2015.
So
or
here
20
comes
2010.
somebody, and I don't know if these are true, but just taking a quick look at Spotify. I'll share my screen real quick. I just did a quick. Somebody's got to play
2010 bangers.
2010 bangers. Party in the USA.
Okay, which
That
which we've featured on a show before.
Payphone by Maroon 5 and Wiz Khalifa. California Girls, Katy Perry and Snoop Dogg. My House by Flo Rida. Rhiannon and Calvin, We Found Love. Low, Flo Rida and T-Pain. I Got a Feeling, the Black Eyed Peas.
Ooh.
Love Me Like You Do, Ellie Goulding. Closer to Chainsmokers and Halsey. I mean, are these really, were these all released? Only Girl in the World, Rihanna, On the Floor, Jennifer Lopez. Party Rock Anthem.
This
Like,
really shows the longevity of some of these artists that would have been considered baby.
Last Friday Night, Gym Class Here. Like, these are something like, are these all 2010 songs? I mean,
Look at Katy Perry kind of like hanging, like controlling the 2010.
I know. I'm looking
list
through
there.
this. Like, is this, let me see if there's other playlists that could be
20 Interesting.
2010. Let's see. Playlist.
Wow.
Nostalgia
This is gonna be-
2010s mix.
Nostalgia. We shouldn't even be able to use the word nostalgia with 2010.
So this is from, see, I don't know about this. See, this is some of these Spotify
I'm
playlists
gonna have
are
to
very
like
sus.
actually like
Here's top hits of the 2010s, or of the 2010s.
oh, a lot of Dell.
Yeah,
that
but that's
makes
of the-
sense.
See, we got it. See, these are all out 2010s. So this is all of the 20. We got it. We
We're
specifically
just doing the year 2010.
2010.
Yeah, 2010. Not the teens.
Not the entire teens.
Wow. Well, this is going to be interesting. We're going to feel old.
We are. I got it. I'm like, it was Party in the USA actually
Party in the USA.
2010. I need a confirm on it. How do I?
Man,
how
talk
do I,
about like
how do I
rebranding
confirm
yourself.
this song?
Like, Miley Cyrus is really like just holding her own as an adult woman now. I'm so proud
Oh
of
my
her.
gosh, she totally is. How do I confirm if?
Let me see. I'm gonna Google
yes.
Party
I'm gonna
in
ask Siri.
the USA.
Siri, when was Party in the
States
USA released?
released?
No,
Okay,
that's
so it
not.
says 2009.
Oh, okay, so
Party in the USA. Well, this is by Wikipedia though, so take it with what
All right.
it is.
All right, so we're gonna have to do some
Here
deep.
is August of 2009.
All right, so we're gonna have to do some
So
deep dive research here.
we'll have to make sure, our
Yeah.
songs are truly, legitimately in 2010. But okay, I'm up for the challenge. I'm
All right.
up to feeling old next week. I mean,
We're gonna do it, guys. We are gonna do it.
ready or
So,
not, here we go.
so once again, next week's show is gonna be swapping songs from 2010, not the 2010s, just 2010. So we're gonna have to do our research. We'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know what makes your 2010 playlist. Submit it through DM over on Facebook, Instagram. Go to our website at songswapshowdown.com. Whatever it is, do it. Do all those things. And with that, I will say I'm going to remind you guys, if you're listening on RadioGardenState.com, keep it tuned here all day. We got great shows all lined up for you all day long here, on top of all the great music. Just to give you a sneak peek as to what's going on today on the station. So after this show, we got tons of music. Then at let's see, what do we got here? At 12 o'clock, we got DJ Matt Cushel coming on with from Vinyl to Viral. Then at 12 o'clock or 4 o'clock, Mr. Mike Ham takes the airwaves for the Happy Hour show. Then at 7 o'clock, we have Radio Garden State. Then Crew Calls at 8 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, Lindsay with OMG Tarot. And then, of course, I will be with you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for the morning show for lots of music. If you are watching this show, Song Swap Showdown, on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so that way you get notified when we go live and when we drop videos all week long on the YouTube channel. And if you are listening to this podcast, we'll hit the follow button wherever you get podcasts, so that way also you get notified and all those things. And of course, if you want to support our show, we'd really appreciate it if you joined our Patreon for as low as $1.50. You can join for free. Check it out. See if it tickles your fancy. If there's things that you like. If you want more of this kind of action, then definitely consider heading over to our Patreon, Song Swap Showdown. Patreon.com/Song Swap Showdown. Join for free. Give it a try. And then select from any level that you feel most comfortable doing. And much like any small business, every little bit helps. 100%.
Boom.
100%. All right, Amanda, any final words here?
This lived up to my desire to do an acapella show, so it was good. Thank you all for listening, even the lovers, or even the people who don't love it so much. But thank you all. It's been fun.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys, we will see you next Monday right here on Radio Garden State, YouTube, and Facebook. And, of course, listen anywhere you get podcasts. Keep it tuned here to Radio Garden State all day long, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Bye, everyone.